Hello, this is the Internet Programming Project Phase 2 Wayfinding presentation. In this video, we're going to talk about the overall architecture of the system and conceptually how it works, and then we're going to show a demo of what we have ready for this deliverable only. In this project, we tried to decouple and modulate as much as we could, so we separated the path between the beacon and the server and the client. So we incorporated a service-oriented architecture on the middleware, and the way the data moves from the beacon to the server is as follows. The beacons have light sensors and temperature sensors, and both these sensors are important for context purposes. So these beacons will send their packets at a certain frequencies to gateway devices called Raspberry Pis. The Raspberry Pis. They will interpret the BLE data, the raw BLE bytes, and make JSON objects out of them. They'll aggregate them, and eventually they will publish them to a broker, an MQTT messaging protocol broker on the cloud server. The database server is subscribed to all gateway information and topics, and hence it will store this data uh, all the time in real time depending on a certain frequency. Now, as for the path from the user to the server, we have two services, Context Detector and Routing Engine, and these two services work with the client and with the database server to give the client some value. So the user communicates with the server using an HTTP client server architecture. It sends a request to the server for two different kinds of data, either a location or a route. Locations are places that fit a contextual query that the client sends, and the routes are just uh, directions to reach a certain destination from the user's current location. Now, how does the user get his current location? It's done using a triangulator service on the user's device that gives the user his exact location using the beacon information and the antenna on the smartphone itself. Once the user sends his query, the services on the server, including the routing engine and the context detector, will use the database real-time data, create the result that the user requested, and send it back to the user using a normal HTTP response. Now we're going to start the demo of the website. Uh, the first page you land to is the login page if you are not logged in already. So here we send AJAX commands to the server to check the username and password, see if they're in the database or not. So if you use the wrong username and password, we will not be able to log in. This is the wrong password. So if we use correct data, we are logged in. Now if you go back to the landing page, we'll be redirected to the home page, and that's because of cookies. Here we can search for uh, places, and once you search for a location, the server will send an AJAX command again. It will get an array of beacons, locations, and then it will draw a route to the destination. So this is the destination, and this is your location, and these are the beacons on the way. And if you want to check these beacon statuses, we have this button that refreshes the statuses of the beacon. So if you press it, you'll be able to see all the different beacon statuses, temperature and light sensors, because we even though we have access to the atmospheric pressure, we would not think it was necessary to have the atmospheric pressure included. Thank you. The last part of the demo has to do with the sign up page. So if you go to the sign up page, here you'll see there are two types of errors. Types in red, an error with a background of red and an error with a background that's not red. These indicate errors that are with AJAX and errors that are uh, due to the back end, not the front end. So for example, if I do sign up now, email is not an email. This was done, the check was done on the front end, so we did not have to actually send an AJAX command to the back end. So if I make it an email, The passwords don't match, so I need to make it they make a match. And now if it signs me up, then I should go back to the home page here. So it signed me up, created a cookie, and sent me back to the home directory.